last time on Dice Funk.
As soon as Marshmallow recognizes there are like people who are like hostile looking for him, can he take to the rooftops and Batman this shit?
Go to the bar and check with Quits.
Remember why we're actually here. We're trying to get information on Tamsin.
Quits says to Jayne, come this way.
Okay.
And says, you stay here.
Look, I'm trying to get rid of my companion. He's become quite the nuisance lately.
I can give you 500 gold credit.
He's looking for Tamsin.
I think we have a job for you.
Do tell.
We recorded a session between the two of us. In the confusion and noise of the explosion, Jayne the Druid transmogrified into a cat and ran.
I will not only deliver my companions to you, but I will also help you find the people who kidnapped your son.
And all you're asking is that we don't dig into your past.
I have some things that I would like to remain buried as long as possible.
I can't guarantee the life of your companions.
That's not a problem. I don't really care.
I have a couple questions before we start.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've gone over this before, but I have like new skills as my character progresses, and I always forget. Now, I added extra attack to my features and traits thing. Just to clarify, that means that when I attack, since I dual wield, that means in total I can hit 3 times per attack.
Yes, you have your attack as an action, your extra attack, and then you have a bonus action to swing your offhand weapon.
Cool. All right. Second question. Extra attack. I can only do that once per rest, right?
No.
Not extra attack. I'm sorry. I mean action surge.
Yes.
Okay, so in theory, there could come a time when I roll 4 times.
It's only going to get more. Fighters get a preposterous amount of attacks. Eventually, you're going to become just a tornado of steel.
Okay. All right.
If you live that long.
Right. We haven't had a fight in a while, so I just wanted to get that ready in case Rinaldo has to throw down on some pimps or something.
The fact that we haven't fought in a while speaks to how well we've been playing recently. If that changes, that's on us.
No, that's fine. I just feel like at some point or another, Rinaldo's going to have to punch someone, and it hasn't happened in a while, so I just feel like he might be due. So I wanted to get that in order. But yeah, I guess that's fine.
Hang on, I gotta text my boyfriend to turn down Doctor Who.
Okay.
Hashtag millennial problems.
I should mention something. I don't know if anyone else is going to, but just for people who don't know a whole lot about Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop RPGs, if you listen to last week's episode, even though there has been like a revelation, me and Austin still have to play our characters like we have no idea we're being screwed.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, just as an aside, I think that that was the greatest tweet you have ever sent me in my life.
It was fun.
I would have waited a couple more days before dropping that spoiler-licious tweet, but
no one knew what it meant.
Everyone listening is caught up, so I guess there's no point in being coy about it.
No.
Johnny, hit us with your rhythm stick, and let's get on.
Oh, you guys, you didn't want to, because it sounded like you had something to say about last week before we started recording, Austin.
Oh, I mean, it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not belabor it. Let's get in. Let's get our hands dirty.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go ahead and do it then. Okay, so we directly left off with Rinaldo, I guess, being a dancing queen. Except to the song Pony. He was very clear about that.
Yeah.
Anne was having a nappy nap, and her pal Marshmallow was trying to be Batman and make his way towards the action. And Jayne was in conference with Quits, some mucky muck in the organization of which you believe Tamsin is the chief officer.
I'm kind of mad that I can't do anything funny with the name Quits. Like, it's already kind of a goofball name.
Mhm.
So and we'll actually call him by his name if they ever meet.
Oh, I'm loving writing names for the gang members. It's great. There's stories behind every one of them. So, okay. So yeah, I believe they were talking about offering you work, Jayne. So, Quits, still keeping his distance and eyeing you with an evaluating expression, continues. Our collective has done fairly well amongst our competitors in Stone Root, but that doesn't mean that we operate with total autonomy. There's been a good deal of diplomacy we've conducted with the authorities in the area. I believe you passed by the quartermaster for the district as you walked in the door, but we're still looking for the resolution to a couple of conflicts that, despite our best efforts, continue to dog our moves to higher and more profitable affairs. We have a couple of opportunities for sorts like you. It depends what you'd like to do. Are you the type for sales, diplomacy, real estate, asset assessment?
Diplomacy is kind of my expertise.
Do you have any jobs where it would be useful to be a dog? Any milk-bone related activities? I could get down on that.
And you got anything else to say?
I'm typing it right now. Hold on.
Okay. Secret missives.
I love that there's games within games.
This is an audio show, bros. We can't have secret messages.
Well, it can be revealed in a later episode.
Because
like...
no, it's something that I feel like aesthetically Johnny would be better at describing than I am.
Okay.
It's something that's going to happen my next line, but I just don't know how he wants to do it, so I just wanted to give him the heads up. So I look at him and I say, diplomacy is my area of expertise, but first I need to get rid of the idiot downstairs.
Oh my... No! That's my idiot. Leave him alone.
So you say that you have to take care of the, how is it you described it?
Idiot downstairs?
The idiot downstairs? Quits responds, what's the boy's name? He looks like a tawdry piece. Something like Lionel or Leon. It doesn't matter. They all take new names when they come round to new places anyways. I assume he's going to be under our care from now on. He's got a good gimmick going, fella like him looking like he actually knows how to use those morning stars. I imagine if he ever swung them, he'd hit nothing except his own self-worth. But in any case, I mean...
Hashtag Miss Angie.
You don't need to worry. We can make sure he's looked after. I mean, if you want to let us know there's anything special he needs to make things a bit more palatable for him around here.
Well, to be honest, I was kind of hoping to get rid of him in a different sense, if that makes sense.
You sold him for 500 gold. You can't have him killed now, you goof.
Stay out of this. You're not there. Let's just let this unfold, Austin.
Fair enough.
All right, then. Just, now that we've talked business, don't damage the merchandise, please.
No problem.
All right, he knocks a rhythm on the desk in the office, and one of the goons opens up the door, and he says, come back and see me when you're done.
Sure, okay. I leave.
All right. So you proceed out the office, down the hallway adorned with doors, back to the stairs that lead to the common room, and you'll be darned if Rinaldo isn't dancing up a storm.
Does Rinaldo see Jayne come down?
Well, have you moved down into the common room yet?
No.
All right. You see her appear at the balustrade.
Okay.
But you're in the middle of performing, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
The song is now Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, please, because it's too appropriate for what's happening to Rinaldo.
It very possibly may have changed to shot through the heart.
Oh, fuck.
If Jayne is still up there, Rinaldo assumes that she's still doing stuff, and until she like motions towards him, he's just going to keep doing this as he thinks it's a distraction.
All right, Jayne, you see him kind of like eyeing you, giving you a look as though he's looking for guidance, but he shows no signs of wanting to stop dancing.
Well, I'm not gonna stop the guy.
All the attention in the room right now, and he is just lapping up every morsel of it.
That's cool.
I gotta admit, I remain unconvinced by your delivery, Jess.
Like, here's my issue. My issue is like, I really don't want to kill him, but
It
at the
seems like you
same
do.
time, he's done some shit that really makes me want to think twice about that.
Quit said not to damage the merchandise.
That's true. I
Yeah.
did technically sell him.
Yeah. Rinaldo doesn't know that, by the way.
Yeah, I know he doesn't. That's why I'm like, well, I guess I should tell him, but it would be much more fun for him to find out on his own.
Yeah. Ronaldo's just shaking around. Unless something happens to him. Basically, Rinaldo is a thing in motion, and his inertia will not stop until something else stops him. So he's just going to dance until something happens, is what I'm trying to say.
At this point in time, Rinaldo needs to be interfered with to cease his momentum.
Okay, so can I actually go back to Quip's office and say, I don't care how you tell him that he's now merchandise, just do it.
All right. You walk back into the office, and Quits is accumulating what looks like a number of documents into a bag. You come back in the room, and he says, "Oh, that was fast. Did he cry?"
No, actually, I think it would be much funnier if you had somebody tell him.
Oh, certainly. Do you want us to do that while you're here, or shall we wait until you go? Sometimes they take the news better when their previous owners have already moved on.
This is so fucking dark.
No, I think I want to, like, watch.
Dude, the police would shoot this episode on sight.
Okay. Damn.
If that's all right with you.
I have nothing to add. I'm just dancing, so.
What's your state of clothing? Have you been like slowly like revealing more? Because I know you unbuttoned your shirt a little earlier. Is it?
Ronaldo's like sort of loosening his gear, but also bear in mind he has armor and stuff on, so he's not going to remove that. So he's kind of like loosening where he can show skin, but there's not a lot of that. And Ronaldo refuses to take off his hat, so not even that will leave him.
The audience loves it. They're all over the hat. You know, like you're playing with it. You're like tipping it and like swirling with the feather with your finger and things like that. Oh, yeah. They're hanging on every motion.
Cool.
Quits looks at you with surprise, Jayne. When you say that you kind of want to watch it happen, it says, "Oh, well, all right then." He raps on the desk again, and the door reopens, and the doorman looks in, and he says, "Go get me Blister."
Oh my God, there's a guy named Blister.
Are they the Battletoads? Are you?
Oh my God. So while I'm waiting for this Blister guy to show up, I'm just gonna tell Quits that I would like a new identity, as it were. New name, new everything.
New name, new everything. I'm pretty sure that we can set you up with something. What are you in the market for? Local? Foreign? Do you need to travel, or are you just looking to lay low somewhere?
Lay low, mostly. But I'll do, like, diplomacy and what have you in the meantime to just pass the time, if that's okay.
Oh, certainly. I think we can definitely set you up with a little something. You perform well tonight, and we'll take good care of you, I'll tell you that.
Sounds good.
Johnny, on your computer, do you have a document full of gang people's names and like all their back? Like, is there a Blister dossier somewhere?
I have a couple of gang members written down in like I'm calling it the campaign Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Right now my Dice Funk campaign Bible is about 44 pages long or so. And I've got character names, and there's a dramatis personae at the very beginning that's like, these are all the people in the campaign, and so as you meet more people, that gets expanded and added to. So yeah, there's a couple of gang members that so far have names.
I'm beginning to think this might be nerdy.
It is. Oh, it's incredibly nerdy.
Oh my god, man, you're just starting to think that this is nerdy?
No, that was comedic understatement. Never mind.
Austin,
All right.
when I write these things, I give myself to it. All right.
I'm trying to be funny. Sorry, I failed.
So while you're talking, the door opens during the course of your conversation, and in walks a slender, sort of early middle-aged woman who, from the rather impressive complexion of her face, you can't for a second believe that this is Blister. But in a very gruff voice, the woman says, "You asked for me, boss?" Quits turns to you, Jayne, and says, "You're probably going to be working with Blister tonight. Don't be put off by the name. She doesn't have it due to any particular disfigurement or feature or disease. It's rather that even in the best of moods, she's a pain in the ass. And when she explodes, it gets messy and nobody in the room likes to see it."
Gotcha.
Blister just kind of kicks at her feet and, looks a little bit, not so much put out, but just kind of she just had her game called. So Quits motions to Blister and gets her to come over and says, "Blister, this is..." I can't remember if we've actually, been introduced.
I'm Jayne.
"Blister, this is Jayne. She's going to be joining our organization, at least for the night. We're going to see how she does, but she managed to bring a rather impressive piece of merchandise to the club. I'm sure you've seen the whirlwind dancing a storm up downstairs." Blister raises her eyebrows and looks kind of excited when she says, "Oh, yes." Quit says, "Well, Jayne here has offered to sell him to us for about 500 gold. And, she wants to, she wants to be around when we tell him that he's property now. So, I was hoping that maybe you and, oh god, I'm trying to find my name list here.
If they all have descriptive gang names that describe their personality, can Jayne's new identity be traitorous bitch?
I'd be fine with that, actually.
Okay, alright. So she says, "Can you take Oil and Graves downstairs and, set him up with some, accommodations?"
Could there just be one guy named Bob?
I'm sure that the customers are getting more than a little excited with his prancing around, but we want to make sure that he's outfitted pretty well before, he gives them their money's worth, so to speak. Blister nods and says, "I'll get right on it, boss." So she turns around and walks out of the office. Are you following, Jayne?
Yeah, I'll follow, and I'll stop at the top of the stairs.
All right. So Blister wanders down into the common room, goes over to a couple of very sturdy-looking men, and has a word with them that you can't hear. I mean, the noise and the music. The John Bon Jovi is just, blazing in the air.
That's canon now, you can't un-Jovi us.
You can't un-Jovi it. They listen to her for a minute or two, kind of nod their heads. She points over at Rinaldo, who's dancing up a storm. They nod, and then she has an about face, and they go to approach him. So Rinaldo, you're dancing up a storm, and you see three rather serious-looking characters make their way towards you. When the woman, seemingly at the front of them, says, "That's enough for now, hot stuff. Come on down." She gestures you to, come to her.
Come on, hot stuff.
All right. And I'm sorry. Is Blister the woman? I'm just trying to put this in my head. Who is who?
Yeah, Blister is the woman.
Okay. Rinaldo sort of slinks down slightly, and says, "What's going on?"
Blister says, "Well, your benefactor there," and she motions with her thumb to the top of the stairs, "wanted to make sure that she was around to see that you've been taken care of in a way that, obviously," and she makes no secret that she's eyeing you up and down when she says this, "a prize like you is taken care of before she moves on. So, we're going to take you to your new home upstairs, introduce you to some of your new roommates, and hopefully you'll get along with them."
Okay. You mentioned there were more guys. Who else is around me besides Blister and the crowd?
Well, she has 2 guys right with her, but it's a big crowd of people, and you're having trouble discerning. Well, all right, I'll tell you what. Why don't you make a perception check?
I want to, yeah. All right.
At this point, Marshmallow bursts through the window, grabs Rinaldo, and runs off. He saved the day. Good job, little buddy.
Oh, Marshmallow is having trouble negotiating. Once Marshmallow got to the quarry, a lot of the building roofs kind of spread out a little bit, and he's having difficulty traveling at rooftops at a speed comparable to how he would normally if he were down on the ground. He's making his way there, though. He's moving reliably, but a bit slower than if he was going through the streets.
So you're saying he's making his way downtown, walking fast?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 14, so that's pretty solid.
Maybe.
So what does Rinaldo see?
Rinaldo observes a room full of mostly shady characters. I mean, looking at the clientele that are hanging out in the club, there's not a clear distinction to you from, say, your high-profile rich people who are just slumming it in the rough part of town, and then the people who belong there. Everybody in this room kind of looks like they're a bit of a rough customer. There are no tourists. And as a result, you're having trouble discerning who the staff are, who the regulars are, and even if they are regulars, whether or not they're still people to be messed with.
Okay, well, so far all Rinaldo knows now is that this person is this woman is talking to him. Rinaldo says, "And who are you?"
"I'm Blister. I'm just gonna make sure that you're set up for the evening properly. We're gonna maybe take some measurements so that we can outfit you for our little organization here and get you settled down in one of the beds upstairs. So if you ever need to conduct your business, then you have somewhere private to do it."
Okay. Rinaldo looks up at Jayne as if to give her a look like, what am I supposed to be doing? Because he still only has half a clue.
And Jayne's 2-fisting popcorn at the top of the stairs.
The thing is, I mean, I referenced in a previous episode that Rinaldo is generally suspicious of people, but he does not assume that this is what is happening.
Clearly not suspicious enough.
Oh god, I wish you wouldn't have told me that. Now I have to roll a will save to see if I really want to see if you're gonna kill yourself.
No, you're fine. Rinaldo looks up and at Jayne and tries to see what she's trying to tell him to do.
There's a moment of steely silence as our 2 heroes meet each other's eyes.
Oh man, can you guys picture this though? This is the movie poster.
Right. Jess, you have to tell me what Jayne does.
She just stands there. She doesn't do anything. She just stands there.
Rinaldo now has 3/4 of a clue.
Rinaldo, make an insight check.
Okay.
That's a skill that we don't exercise enough. D&D has a built-in, tell if someone's fucking you.
Credit it!
Nice! Nat 20 for the listeners. I was gonna say viewers, but then I realized that there was no actual viewing of this.
For once.
Yeah.
A nat 20.
On something that matters.
Yep. So can we assume that he understands what's going on, or would you like to narrate this?
So you're staring up at Jayne, and like for a brief moment, you think you get a micro expression of a smirk that comes across her face. Like you're suddenly the tone of all the signals that you're getting from her completely change. For the moment before, you were thinking that, maybe she's trying to get you in the door so you can, like, ask around questions, get the skinny, get the lowdown. But at this point in time, you are absolutely dead certain that she has sold you into slavery.
Okay. This is what Rinaldo does. First, he mouths the words, "Oh, fuck."
I literally, if I can read that on his, I burst out laughing.
Yes, you can.
I burst out laughing.
For a brief moment, all the music fades away, like and all the rabble and dialogue that kind of like populates the side air in the bar just melts away, and you get this like eerie moment of silence with a small tinny noise. It's kind of like that. And you don't hear him, but in slow motion you see him very explicitly mouth with this, like, suddenly you see the expression of, like, him putting on an act and, like, trying to dance and be, like, upbeat and play the role, like, melt away, and his mouth just whispers seemingly from afar, "Oh, fuck."
All right, this is what Rinaldo does. He looks to his captivated crowd. They're following his moves, right? They're still into him.
Oh yeah.
Even though okay, Rinaldo bursts away from Blister just for a second and says, "Hey everybody, it's time to do the Rinaldo." And this is what he does. Rinaldo steps in front of them and tries to get everyone in line, like he's about to demonstrate how to do like a hip dance, like an early 90s novelty rap song.
Yep.
And he says, "If you want to do the Rinaldo dance, grab Blister and lift her over your head."
I think it's gonna probably be performance or persuasion.
Yeah. Let's say that's performance.
Okay, I get +3 to performance. Let's see me screw this up.
Oh my god, the balls on this. The sheer audacity should give you advantage.
It's a 10.
I literally just want to see, like, I feel like I would be smirking at the top of the stairs, like, every time Ronaldo fucks it up.
I would beseech Johnny, because of the sheer ballsitude of this plan, to give him advantage, because no one's gonna see it coming. They have no possible way of anticipating this fucking maneuver.
Plus, it was pretty great. You gotta admit.
That's a good question.
5th edition does have a mechanic called inspiration. When someone does something inspired, they get advantage.
Oh, this was inspired.
This is tremendously okay. If we're calling inspiration on this, then I'm saying it's a go. You get advantage. Roll again.
Go ahead.
So I get to roll again?
Yeah, roll again.
What should be lower? 15. It's good.
Hooray!
All right.
Plus, also bear in mind, they love me.
He did do a lot of crowd work.
Yeah. You worked the crowd beforehand, so I guess like a little apprehensively. The your biggest fans, probably about like 8 of them or something like that. Kind of like look at each other and sort of like shrug their shoulders and sort of like to the music, kind of like work their way over and attempt to lift Blister over their heads.
Ronaldo knocks over a table and runs the fuck out of there.
This is so good.
Like, he bolts.
All right. Blister is understandably a little tied up at the moment, because even as the people are like, as you like bolt, as you run for it, right? They're still kind of like waiting for the next step of the dance. And they're sort of like, like you can see the expression in some of their eyes. They're like, do we put her down and run too? Like, do we run with her? And a couple of them are arguing about, what to do. And Blister's kind of like, swat them off, and says to Oil and Graves, go stop him. One of them, presumably Oil or Graves, yells to the doorman, "We've got a runner."
Oh my god!
The front door, before you even make it 20 steps, Leon, the front door slams shut, and the burly fellow who's standing outside, now on the inside, throws a bar down on it and crosses his arms and just sort of looks at you expectantly as you start moving towards him.
Are there any windows? First floor.
First floor common room?
Yeah.
No.
Damn. Okay. Rinaldo makes a break and goes up to Jayne. That's what I was initially gonna do. That's what I was gonna do, but then I was thinking it might be better to just escape. But now it's fuck it.
Is he moving towards me?
You see him he makes it within a few steps of the door when he realizes that he's headed to an uncomfortable situation, and just you see him kind of roll with it and veer away from the door, and then he alights on you. His expression kind of focuses on you at the top of the stairs and starts beelining it. You see him start running towards you. He gets to the base of the stairs.
My quarterstaff is out.
Do it, Leon, please.
I throw dirt in her eyes. I take the dirt, the muddy dirt from out of my pocket that was all clayey and shit, and then I fling it at her eyes like underhand softball fast pitch. I don't know if that's an athletics check or what.
No, that would be an improvised thrown weapon, I guess.
Yeah, that would be a thrown weapon.
It'd be a dex-based ranged attack to her AC, and if it hits her, she would be inflicted with the status effect Blinded.
All right. Okay, Leon.
He hits me.
Oh, yeah, she only has an AC 11.
All right. Jayne, as he's running up the stairs towards you and you're readying your weapon, you see him take something out of his pocket, and he just throws it at you. With both hands on your quarterstaff ready for a fight, you kind of just take it right in the face. You got an eye full of mud, and you are now blinded.
If she's blind, I can do another thing, right? Because she can't immediately attack me.
Yeah, well, I was about to explain the rules of Blinded. It means she automatically fails any checks related to sight, obviously. She has disadvantage on anything she tries, and anything against her has advantage.
We're on a balcony, right?
Where you're at the top of the stairs, yeah.
I throw her down.
All right, so that'll be grappling.
And she gets disadvantage to that, right? You said?
Yeah, and you get advantage.
So what am I rolling?
So I rolled this twice.
They're both going to be strength checks for grapple.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has 16 health left. You could, and you have 3 attacks. You could absolutely kill her right here and now.
I understand, but Rinaldo is just not planning to do that at the moment.
Oh man, we are going to regret leaving her alive. Boy, howdy, was this an opportunity to kill Jayne.
17.
Oh, so it's 17. So you roll. Yeah, you're 5.
Okay, so you get a hold of her. Where are you throwing her?
What I'm asking is, we're at the top of the stairs. Is there a balcony that I can throw her over, or is that not a thing?
Yeah, there's probably a very limited banister along one side that you could wrangle her over. And is that?
Yes, that's what I want to do. I chuck her over and I say, "Bye, bitch."
All right. So yeah, Jayne, he grabs you by both shoulders, quite strongly, and for the first time, you're actually realizing that Rinaldo's actually pretty physically capable, despite everything that you've seen.
I'm actually pretty impressed, honestly.
Yeah, it's you're kind of amazed. Actually, there's sort of a whoa, I did not see that coming. But just as soon as that amazement hits you, it very quickly washes away because you recognize that he's trying to lever you over the side of the banister, which he does rather successfully. You go over the side, kind of flailing a little bit, still manage to hold on to your quarterstaff, hit a table kind of painfully, and I'm looking for falling damage here.
As I fall, I'm going to say, you're a fucking idiot.
I can pull up the chart for you, Johnny, if you want, but basically you're good at improvising based on the height, so I think it's like D10 per 10 feet or something.
Okay, so
Something like that.
All right, we'll make it D10 then, because it's not, this isn't a great hall. It's a scummy little bar in the wrong side of the tracks.
Was there any damage for the dirt? I wouldn't think there would be, but...
No, there's no damage for the dirt. It just inflicted blindness.
No, it's just a status.
Okay.
All right. So you hit the edge of a table pretty hard on your back. Actually, it does not treat you nicely, and you take 9 damage.
Jesus.
Reduces you to 7 hit points. Is that right?
That's correct.
Is anyone charging up the stairs to me, or are they just like freaked out by what's going on?
Yeah, Oil and Graves are sort of like, the Blister is managing to extricate herself from all these people who are now still confused because they're still kind of under your thrall. But she's down on the ground now and kind of like, pushing people away and being like, but Oil and Graves are moving their way towards you. Not at a breakneck pace. They're not sprinting. They're not that concerned. Because as far as they can tell at this point in time, you're just an employee kind of like having a temper tantrum.
What I'm trying to say, from Rinaldo's perspective, can he get downstairs to Jayne before they get to the stairs?
No, because you threw her over the banister.
You could jump off after her.
I know. Is there a chandelier?
Yes.
Thank you.
Johnny's like, there is now.
Fuck yeah.
Rinaldo takes out his whip, which is a thing that he can use, but not to damage anyone.
We set it up in episode 1.
Right. I whip around the chandelier and then try to swing down and attack her.
Oh my god, that's got to be an athletics check.
That's fine. Rinaldo's not thinking clearly about what's the best idea. He's just doing stuff that he thinks is cool. By the way, I get +6 to athletics, so that's like my best thing I can do. This still might not go well. 23! 20
Holy cow on toast.
Wow.
If that's the same height and everything, does that mean she has to roll another D10 or is this different? I don't know.
Well, this is the thing, is that like, she does get to do things while you are like, this is almost technically a combat round essentially.
So I have to roll again?
You can't attack her from where you are.
Okay.
Because you're on top of the stairs. You need to get closer. So this is an athletic check and see whether or not you can whip around the chandelier and get down to a range at which you can attack her.
Okay. So now that I'm down there, I attack her.
So you rather impressively toss your whip toss it, but lash your whip around the anchor that the chandelier attaches to, swing around in a mighty arc, which as you do, the whole crowd in the bar seems to go, ooh, and land full of poise and just blistering with heroics.
He saved all his good rolls for this.
Apparently, and it's working out like magic.
All right, long story short, I genuinely have been planning to whip through a chandelier this whole game, and I've been planning to use the dirt, but I was planning on not using it against Jayne, but against a primary antagonist, but now his primary antagonist is Jayne.
Yeah.
So, if he's down there, Rinaldo attacks.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
You hit the table, arms on your hips, out come the morning stars. Jayne suddenly transforms into a cat.
Does she? Are you making that executive decision?
No. I was sent a private message here that as soon as she had an opportunity to turn.
Jess, you gotta use your words, bro.
Yeah. Technically speaking, Jess, you should be saying I do this.
Well, no. The reason I was I was actually asking if I could turn into a cat before he got down there. That was what my clarification was.
No, you would need a moment to recover. You hit the table kind of prone. So I'm saying that what I'm essentially saying is that while he was grandiosely descending the staircase, you were recovering yourself.
Gotcha. Okay, then I'm definitely going to take the opportunity to become a cat and run!
I kill the cat.
Yeah, cats have an AC of 12, so you're attacking against 12.
Actually, what's really funny is as a cat, I have a higher AC.
Yeah, so can I attack the cat? I mean, I'm there.
Because I'm a small creature.
Is it a what's the word? Is it a full action, Austin?
It normally is. She's Circle of the Moon, though, so it's a bonus action for her specifically.
Okay, so she transforms and then is able to run.
Yeah, I can run.
Yeah, you're not as fast as you think you are, though. Rinaldo, I think, has the same speed as a cat, so you're not going to be able to outrun him.
So I'm running after her and I'm attacking, because if we're the same speed, we're next to each other.
Right.
All right, so can I roll to attack, or are we doing initiative? I don't know how
We're
this
going to
works.
do initiative, because in chasing the cats, Oil and Graves catch up to you.
Hooray!
What do I roll exactly?
A d20 plus your dex.
Well, yeah, there's a box that says initiative.
16. Thank fuck.
Okay, cats have 2 hit points, and Jayne had 7 in her human form, so if you hit her for at least 9, she's dead.
Wait, I don't understand. She gets her hit points plus the cat?
Yeah, when you hit the cat, right, if you take all its hit points, the leftover damage will go to the human form when she switches back.
Oh, so if I kill the cat, she becomes Jayne again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right, I don't know. I get 20! I critted it again!
I really, really hope that your next roll is a 1.
He saved all his crits. He's been storing them up.
Jayne's initiative is 16. Leon's is 20. I need... So, Graves, who, I mean, you don't know them from Adam, takes this opportunity that while chasing you around, he produced a mace. Also, I'm just going to make this as a note, everybody, that we had to talk about this. Austin and I had to talk about this. The combat is going to be significantly less descriptive than it has in the past, because as the characters level up and we're going to be getting into more combat, it's going to last longer and longer, and we've already had combat take up like entire episodes. So I'm going to dispense with the color commentary for most of the combat and just wind up talking about like the coup de grace and anything like, you know, fun or interesting that happens. Right. I just need to drag up. I don't know where I put Oil and Graves' hit points. Sorry, give me just a second here.
If you can't find it, that means they have 1.
You're awful, Austin.
They look tough, but they're made of paper.
No, they are not made of paper.
Plot twist, paper golems. That has to be a thing in like a supplement from the 80s, right?
You know what I really hope? I really hope that if Rinaldo succeeds in killing me, they immediately kill him because he killed a former master.
Oh, yeah, I got the page open right now so I can read the death rules to everybody.
Okay.
If it happens, when you drop to 0, you don't die outright, like in some editions.
Is it -10?
No, you are dying. When you hit 0, you don't keep track of negative anymore unless, well, I'll explain it when we get there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay. I actually am not familiar with the 5th edition death rules, so...
Well, while Johnny's looking for stuff, like, what does that mean exactly? If I die or she dies, does that mean someone can save her if she has magic, or...
Okay, if you hit 0, you are dying. Yeah. It means you've received a mortal wound.
Right.
So what you do is you can do what's called death saving throws, which are D20s. And 10 and above are successes, 9 and below are failures. And you do that like every round until you accumulate 3 successes or 3 failures. On 3 successes, you're stable, no longer dying. On 3 failures, you bleed out and die.
Okay.
The only exceptions to that are if you botch, and that means you accumulate 2 failures. And if you crit, you are immediately stable.
Okay.
And if you are bleeding out and someone attacks you, that's an insta-crit, and you accumulate 2 failures.
Okay.
So, the only other weird death thing is if you take so much damage that it would bring you to negative hit points equivalent to your max HP. So, like, I think Jayne's max HP is 35. So if you hit her so hard, she went to negative 35, she just explodes into salsa.
Okay.
That's not possible, like, with your math.
No,
but those rules are for, like, if she gets hit by a train or something.
Yeah, that's for stuff that, like, if a dragon, like, fucking punches me in the face, that kind of shit.
Like, that is a rule. It's almost never invoked unless, like, common sense says the person is dead anyway. But it is a rule. But besides that, it's, she basically, if you bring her to 0, she's gonna make rolls.
It's been nice playing with you guys.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that he's going to bring you to 0, and then the guards are going to subdue him. But we'll see.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm like kind of happy because A, I'm getting my just retribution for turning on the party, but B, it's kind of satisfying that this turned into a fight.
Especially with how dope it was with Indiana fucking Jones.
You mean Indiana fucking Rinaldo?
Yeah, I did all my cool moves. I was planning the
Man,
the whip
you
thing
didn't
and
even
the dirt
space
thing.
him out. You were just like bam, 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 bam.
Let's just do all this. I was actually, long story short, I was planning on using the dirt on Lonigan and pushing him out the window. So I just kind of like changed it a little.
Yeah, it happens.
If you would have just hit Jayne with your maces at the top of the stairs, she'd be dead. Like you went out of your way to make it really baller, which I totally respect. I think you should have like whipped onto the chandelier, swung around, and as you were falling, like brought out your mace and tried to hit her with like a fucking downward strike. That would have been gangster.
I'm not playing to win. I'm just making a show. Ronaldo might not survive this either. So just,
show off to the end.
He's trying to kill me, but the other thing is, he's got two dudes to worry about on top of it. So it's not like it's just the two of us in an open field and he's saying, "You bitch, how could you do this?"
Soon to be 3 dudes. Well, Blister is still in the room, so.
Yeah, I know.
She has been elected dance captain.
Okay, yeah, so sorry, I found their statistics and everything. So let's see, I'm just writing down the order here. So that was Graves, and then Leon, and then Jayne, and then Oil. Graves and Oil have produced what are pretty easily identifiable as maces at this point in time, and assessed the situation when you started to get like violent and throwing people downstairs and trying to hit people with morning stars, that this is not a playful tantrum. So Graves, taking it gravely, as it were, attempts to bop you one.
Okay.
Roll to bop.
Roll to bop.
Bop it, pull it, twist it, stab it.
That's a 16. My armor class is 16, so.
Oops.
Is Ty...
Oh yeah, you hit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Ty's
I assumed you
All
hit
right,
me.
then. That's one...
He bopped you good.
Yeah, I guess so.
And he bops you for 6 damage.
Okay, let me turn that down. Then I'm currently at 30 after that.
Okay,
Oh, damn it. That's gonna take a while.
Yeah, Ronaldo is a tank.
And Jayne is at 7, but only 5 of those, 2 of those are her cat hit points. Does she get an AC for being a small creature? An AC bonus?
No.
No? Alright.
Okay.
They've done away with size differences except for like 1 or 2 small things with heavy weapons.
I'm like, there are all these old rules that are sticking around in my head that I'm like, is that, I don't know.
Yeah, I have the same problem, dude, don't worry.
I think they did that specifically so that player character halflings and gnomes wouldn't be broken.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm rolling to murder the cat.
Alright, roll to murder the cat.
That's not good at all. I missed. Okay. I'm still rolling to murder the cat.
Yep, more cat murder.
Okay. One of these has got to hit. That's a 22, so that's got to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Roll for damage.
Okay, let me go to my dealie. 7.
Alright, I turned into a human, but I'm at 2, right? Am I at 2?
Yep.
Okay. I have a third thing, so I'm doing it. 9. Oh, that misses. That sucks.
You do have your action surge though.
I know. I am doing the action surge. So
Alright.
might as well use it. 18. That's a hit.
That's a hit.
In fact, it's impossible for me to get anything less than 4 here, but I'm gonna roll anyway. 5. So she's done.
I'm dying. I'm not dead.
Yeah, no, I know she's done. I'm assuming she's at 0 and she's down. Ronaldo. Since talking is a free action, Ronaldo says to the crowd, "Everybody, grab those guys." I don't know if that's a persuasion.
It's going to be persuasion at this point in time.
That's fair.
Everybody grab those guys.
I mean, they are handling maces.
Well,
I'm just going to let you know that this one's going to be significantly more difficult
That's perfectly
because
fine.
everybody is suddenly a little bit more suspect of what doing the Rinaldo actually is.
Can we write the lyrics to Do the Rinaldo? Everybody, grab those guys. Come on, help. I'll buy you fries.
19! That is a strong roll.
It is a strong roll, but I'm afraid it's not enough.
Yeah, that was a 20 kind of DC.
Yeah, you needed to, nat 20 that bullshit.
Okay, fine. I still feel like they should be on my side, but whatevs. Okay. This is what Rinaldo does. He surrenders. He backs off and says, "All right, I'm done." He doesn't drop his weapons. He just says, "Hold it. I'm done killing her."
No, bullet time. Hold on.
What?
You do realize they'll just immediately stabilize her, yes?
I can't beat these guys. You know what? Let me think this through.
I'm saying if you soak another round of their blows and then finish her off, you can maybe then... I'm just saying.
I don't know. Let me think about how much...
Hey, Austin, you're not fucking here!
Okay, yeah, this is not Anne. This is Austin.
No, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should do this. You know what? Let me phrase it this way. I wouldn't. Rinaldo would, so he's going to try to kill the cat. I mean, kill Jayne, who's lying there prone.
Yeah, so I just want to explain stabilization, because I didn't get a chance for rules. This is not Anne giving Rinaldo fight advice. This is Austin explaining rules.
No, I know.
If someone is downed, right,
yeah.
I explained the death saving throws thing. Also, they can be revived with a spell called Spare the Dying, which is automatic.
These guys aren't clerics.
They can be healed with magic, which is rare and takes a slot. Or you can be stabilized with a medicine check. 10 or above stabilizes on a medicine check. That's basically what medicine is for. If you've ever looked at that stat and been like, that's weird.
Okay. All right. Then Rinaldo still has his stuff out, and he's kind of swinging them around and trying to look cool.
All right.
So I guess the other one can attack me now?
Wait, don't I have to do my stabilization?
Yeah, Jess, when it's your turn, you will roll a death saving throw, which is a raw d20.
Then it would be Jess's turn right now, because she goes before Oya.
Yeah, I was right after Rinaldo. That's why I'm asking.
So yeah, go ahead, Jess.
So what do I have to roll exactly?
It's a raw d20. 10 and above is success. 9 or lower is a failure.
Okay.
Yes! 4! Okay, that's one failure. So if I smash her, hard, does that mean it's also failures?
Oh, it's a hits on an incapacitated person are auto crits, and crits are double failure. So if you hit her, she dies outright.
Okay. All right, cool. Good to know. All right, Johnny, you missed, so it's my turn again, isn't it?
No, it's not.
There's another dude there, you person.
And not just that, now Blister's in the combat, and coming in at 13. So Leon's going to get a chance before Blister's.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I can do stuff?
Nope, because it's Graves' turn first.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Graves goes to attack.
Got me.
That's a hit.
Yep.
10 damage.
Damn. Ronaldo's at 20, which is still a lot, but not for Rinaldo. Okay.
All right, Rinaldo.
I'm trying to murder someone who I once trusted.
Is that an action or a bonus action to lose your faith in humanity and cast aside all that you hold dear? That's page 46.
17! So that's a hit.
Yeah.
There's no rolls you need to make. She is dead.
I die.
Okay, cool. Excellent. All right, as soon as Rinaldo is done, Johnny, do you want to...
This is like the end of There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
So with a single-mindedness, with an energy only matched by something that you had a dream about once a long time ago that you decided to call a train, that just seemed to be an unstoppable machine that no matter what was in front of it, it would just pursue through. You're taking heavy blows from maces, and generally feeling a bit panicked and a little bit bloody and kind of sweaty and unkempt, but that doesn't stop your single-mindedness of purpose. That almost in one fluid motion, you manage to make Jayne go from cat to human to paste. It's just, it's a matter of seconds. that this cat gets knocked up into the air and then turns into a human, and you're quite confident that she hadn't hit the ground yet before you knocked her again and put her down onto her back. And then in one fell swoop, with a downward swing of your morning star, you no longer can recognize any of the facial features of the corpse lying in front of you. Okay. There's blood on your gloves, blood on your weapons, and bone and brains now spread across the floor.
I said at the beginning that this was dark, but now it's funny?
Okay.
The patrons look like much less than enthused with your presence at this point in time.
Okay. Here's what I would like to do, but I want to know if it's even possible before I try. Rinaldo scans the room. Are any of the guys who are like on me, trying to hit me, like guarding the staircase? Like are they in front of it?
No, we'll say that you have movement to the staircase at this point in time, because they've kind of been behind you.
Okay.
They tried to chase you to the door, and then they chased you back, so...
You're gonna take attacks of opportunity, if you run away from people who are trying to fight you.
Yeah, I know, I keep thinking, like, they're gonna hit me in the back, which is worse.
It doesn't actually do anything different mechanically.
Except...
Yeah.
One of them.
What?
Oh, no, nothing. I'm just saying that two of them are a particular kind of enemy. One of them is a very specific kind of enemy.
A boss, if you will.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't say necessarily a boss. It's just that there's this little bit of, I'm going to say extra oomph.
All right,
Hey, you with the oomph.
All right, I that was like my one action. I apparently have more. So hold on. I'm trying to. I realize Rinaldo should be thinking of this very quickly, but I get some time to think. So,
oh yeah, we don't.
You still have a bonus action, and you have your movement.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm dead as paste. So
we'll talk about that soon, Jess.
Are we really though?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We can be a new. You can be a new character next game.
Oh God, I don't know if I want to hang out with you people anymore.
You could be like one of the NPCs that we met along the way, like Silas. But anyway, back to like what's happening like in this moment. I have an extra what is it? Not attack, but an extra thing I can do, and I have movement. Can the thing I do be sprinting past these guys?
There is an action called dash, but you can't use it as a bonus action. So no, the bonus action you have left is specifically for things that invoke bonus actions, such as attacking with your offhand weapon or Jayne's Circle of the Moon shift. So it's not something you can spend on traditional actions unless that you have a feat that allows you to do so. Rogues do, for example. You do not.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, Rinaldo scans the room, decides what he should do. He puts his hands up, and he says, "I give up! I'm done killing her. That's all I wanted to do. I give up. I surrender. You can make me sex slave or whatever." And then he backs off, and he says, I even have a good prostitute name. It's Jasmine with 3 Z's. And then he backs off. And that's his attempt.
You're quite the negotiator.
Yeah, he's not gonna beat 3 guys when he's like almost at half his HP. So this is what he's gonna do. And these people don't know Jayne from a ham sandwich. So they don't care about her. They just see someone acting up. So that's what I do.
Oh, it's so tempting to end it right now.
I mean, yeah, for this scene,
I'd be fine with that.
Ending this episode's Rinaldo plot with him having his hands up and people deciding whether or not to accept his surrender is super dope.
Yeah, that's so good. I can't resist. I had other stuff that I was like, if this happens, but I think at this point in time, we're gonna have to close the curtain on the dancing fool.
Okay.
At this point in time, everything that's been going on in the bar is probably only taken about like 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
All right. 20 to 30 minutes or something like that. So, Austin, you're getting the sense that Marshmallow is very close.
Okay, that's good.
Meanwhile, across town at the church, Anne rolls over in her sleep.
You're such a douche.
No. No. You have a brief vision in your sleep, Austin, that wakes you of Jayne, actually. But not Jayne as you remember the human, Jayne as you remember Puppy.
That's the best Jayne.
And
Puppy Jayne never betrayed me.
You are sitting you're sitting on the front steps of the old church where you used to be a sort of a resident cleric, where you first trained in the worship of Avandra. And from out of the tree line that you see in the distance, Puppy steps out, and still not knowing anything, you feel a bit of a pang of dread. You're quite happy to see Puppy, but there's a sickness in the pit of your stomach. And you raise your arms and you yell out, "Puppy!" But you're not sure if Puppy can hear you, because Puppy doesn't seem to move towards you. Puppy looks at you from very far away. And you're not really sure if you can gauge the expression on animals' faces, but it's one, if you had to place the expression on Puppy's face at this point in time, it's one of, I gotta word this delicately, because it reminds you of disgust, but mixed with a little bit of frustration and resignation, like maybe anguish. There's a little bit of anguish in Puppy's face. And Puppy looks at you for a moment, and you're waving your arms, and you try to get up and run towards Puppy, but the moment you get to your feet, Puppy turns around and disappears into the forest.
Oh, that's sad.
You awake in a cold sweat. Like I said, with just a cluster of hurt in your gut.
And shoots up like people do when they wake up in movies, and she's like, "Puppy, I love you, come back."
There's a cleric in the room who's kind of like, taking your food and dishes away and bringing you water and things like that, and says, "Are you all right, dear? You look like you've had a fright," and puts her hand up to your forehead.
And starts looking around for Marshmallow, doesn't see him, and starts panicking pretty severely.
"What's the matter, dear?"
Well, where do you see the ferret? There was a big ferret. He was white and he had a snoot.
"Oh, it's your ferret left nearly an hour and a half ago."
Where'd he go?
"Not sure. One of the keepers saw him climb a wall and head off in the direction of the quarry."
Anne starts like flipping out, like both of her hands flare with sacred flame, and she starts like, I'm trying to think of I don't want her to hurt anyone, but she's like maybe tossing some fire at some stone walls or floors and then yelling.
The cleric quickly sort of backs off and puts the stuff down and edges towards the door.
And says, I have to go. I have to help my friends. I can't stay here anymore. I'm sorry. Thank you for help. She goes over and gets her bag and like rummages through it and gets one of the knives, for the putty knives or whatever, where she got a thing, and she just hacks the shit out of her hair. She gets like a fucking hipster undercut going, and she cuts like the sleeves off her shirt. She uses thaumaturgy to change the color of her eyes. She basically does whatever she can to make herself look different. She's not like, I guess I can make a roll for disguising myself.
Yeah, we'll take disguise.
We call that a charisma, maybe.
I thought there was a disguise.
You can be there's a disguise kit, and you can be proficient in its use. I am not.
Okay. All right, yeah, then we'll make it charisma.
Okay. Which I have a +1 to. 15 to make myself look different.
You sufficiently pull a Rambo.
I also imagine it's like, you know how they say you can break into any place if you carry a clipboard and walk fast?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a certain element of, like, the audacity, because, like, oh yeah, they're looking for a halfling cleric with a ferret, but they're not looking for, like, a weird Portland halfling with, like, weird hair and eyes and stuff like that.
No.
The guards seeing her would be like, yeah, they would have said if she looked like that, right? And that's not her.
Yeah, so you feel like you do a pretty good job of making yourself look a little unrecognizable. You rearrange some of your clothing, you know, mess your hair a little bit.
Oh yeah, earlier I ripped strips off of my backup clothes to make fire arrows. I want to put that like shirt on now with instead of strips ripped off the bottom, it's kind of like a belly shirt almost. Right. Put that on over the cloak maybe. She doesn't know what she's doing, but just
okay.
To add weirdness to it. And then she grabs her stuff and marches out of the church towards the quarry, following Marshmallow. She takes off into the night, and I think that's where we'll leave it.
Next time on Dice Funk.
And so it is that the grim silence of the grave settles over you. It just weirdly so happens that the grim silence of the grave sounds a lot like Enter the Gladiators.
Rinaldo disguises himself from Blister by pulling out his clipboard and running around looking important.
It should be easy to track Rinaldo. All I have to do is follow the scent of bad cologne and unearned self-importance. As always, our theme song is A Fistful of Nickels, the overclocked remix arrangement of Shadow's theme from Final Fantasy VI. Executive producers for Dice Funk for the month of January 2016 are Joseph Timbrello, Wayne Witzke, Brent, Jason, Phoenix Mod, Ingmar Gremmen, Jade, Kevin Seidlow, Tarka, The Cult of Gorfanax, Jacques Lindsay, Jorit, Michael Goodell, Giorgio Renna, Christopher Charlo, Cody Jackson, August Rue, and Taylor Hoyt. You can support the show by commenting on Channel Awesome, subscribing to us on YouTube, rating us on Podbean, or writing a review on iTunes, or any combination of those things. To help more directly, you could always pledge to our Patreons. You can find Leon at patreon.com/renegadecut. You can find Jess at patreon.com/ravenalegria13, and you can find me at patreon.com/austinyorski. If you want to support Johnny, send a mixtape of your hottest raps to 123 Moose Knuckle Avenue, West Canada.